Hello, just going to have a look at Lisa Nandy's response to what Wes Streeting talked about in his little speech yesterday. We're going to have a look and see what she says. Very,
um,
sh- it's a short video, so it won't be terribly long.
has started to set out his stall, and he chose the ground on which he wants to fight. He has said straight away that he thinks that this country, should one day be back in the EU. Is that the right grounds on which to fight? And do you agree with that aim?
Well, I like and respect Wes a lot, and I listened carefully to what he had to say yesterday. I think, I have a different perspective on this than we do as a government. The government that he was part of until recently has been trying to take a far more pragmatic approach to bringing us closer to Europe and repairing some of the damage that was done from a poor Brexit deal to people's living standards in parts of the country like mine, rather than reopening the Brexit wars and going back again round
So
that
you
track.
think he's
that
wrong?
did
He's
the
wrong
country
to make this pitch
such a
to rejoin the
disservice.
EU.
Well, I just think it's a bit odd, if I'm honest, because essentially, if rejoining the EU is the answer to what we were just told loud and
It
clear
is.
by
It
the
is.
country, and parts of the country like mine, where 25 out of 25, we lost 25 out of 25 wards, 24 of them to reform. If rejoining the EU is the answer, then essentially what we're saying to people is life was fine in 2015, we just need to go back there. I know Wes is coming up to campaign in the by-election quite soon. He will hear loud and clear from people in places like Wigan, Ashton, Winstanley, across Makerfield, that is absolutely not the case. And the answer has to be bigger. It has to be the sort of
I
things this
don't agree
government
with
is
you there,
focusing on
Nandy.
around good jobs, housing, living standards, costs of energy, opportunities for young people.
And you give the same
That's
advice.
why the Prime Minister is right to say we need to get on with it.
You give the same advice to Mr. Burnham. Let's not get back onto that whole Brexit Remain train. Let's focus on other things.
Well, I mean, Andy's got to speak for himself, as has Wes, and frankly, I'm not here to be a spokesperson for whichever man offers an opinion on politics in the Labour Party. But what I would say is that I've heard a lot from Andy and seen a lot in terms of what he's doing as Mayor of Greater Manchester that is squarely focused on people's living standards, on public transport, on good jobs and growth that people can really feel the benefit of. And I think that's exactly where we need to be as a party.
Well, I don't agree with her on the fact that we shouldn't be having these discussions about rejoining the EU. I think it would absolutely benefit this country massively. I know it would absolutely benefit this country massively rejoining the EU. The biggest mistake that we ever did was leaving the EU. It was literally shooting ourselves in the foot. Like, what's the expression or the saying? Cutting off your nose to spite your face, or something like that. This is what happens when you listen to people like Nigel Farage, and this is where he's going to take us even more. If we rejoin the EU, we'll gain back some workers' rights and stuff like that. We'll 100% be getting that back. We'll be more protected when it comes to rights, 100%. Rejoining the EU is probably the single best idea that they could possibly have at the moment. And the same with Burnham. Burnham's thinking on the same lines that we should rejoin the EU. Yeah, 100%. I agree with Streeting on rejoining the EU, but there's a couple more things that I don't agree with him. Of course, I'm not going to agree with everything that West Streeting does, but the main things that I want Streeting to do mainly is, rejoin the EU would be brilliant, but I want him to look after people with disabilities, and he needs to look after trans people with the guidance and stuff by the EHRC. I think they're the two main things that I worry more about when it comes to West Streeting getting in, because I find him at the moment quite conservative in his way of thinking. But maybe it's possible that he was told to do things like that by Labour. Remember, he was working under someone. Starmer was his boss. he was probably told to do things like that. So I'm going to have an open mind with him at the moment. I'm going to see what he says in the coming days, weeks, months leading up to a leadership challenge. And yeah, we'll see what happens from there. Okay, thank you for watching. Take care. Till next time. Bye.